The whole city alert and involved.
Opening toss a little too high. Who gets it? Ball will go to the Clemson Tigers. Mike Krzyzewski going for his 226th win. He would tie Eddie Cameron as the winningest coach of all time in Duke history. And here is the pressure. Cash bringing it up against Hurley. Cash with only 3 turnovers in his last 2 games. He now understands the system. Campbell stripped inside. Cash comes up with it, or Forrest comes up with it, and he's fouled.
I believe Christian Laettner, I was surprised how easily Clemson got the ball to the box, Mike. One thing Duke does very well is play that interior post defense.
Foul is on Laettner, his first, team's first. Laettner averages more than 3 fouls a game. He's fouled out of 3, so that's something Cliff Ellis would like to be able to do to him. And Cliff certainly has to receive a lot of consideration for Coach of the Year in the ACC.
Well,
maybe it's a lock already.
Maybe nationally, too.
Yeah.
He thought it was a 2-shot foul, by the way, Mike.
I did, too. Davis banks it home. Davis is the best field goal shooting player in the history of the Atlantic Coast Conference right now. Good shot selection.
Clemson man-to-man.
Laettner to Abdelnaby. Got it home, and he put it up over Davis.
Continuing to roll.
Cash out of the Bronx, New York, brings it up. Hurley nearly took that one away from him.
Pretty good pressure, that man-to-man.
Hurley wanted a 5 count. This is Forrest against Bricky, who was out for several games with a bad leg. And that's Young for 3, and that's the key to Clemson. If they can make some outside shots, they're tough.
Cliff just said that somebody has been stepping up of late on the perimeter to really take the pressure off the inside guys.
Hurley got by Cash, and then Cash held him. Marion picks up his first personal foul. Hurley, a freshman, and of course, he's had to play on the road in the ACC, and with Duke's national schedule, he's played in some other hostile arenas, too.
Mike Krzyzewski said when he played Ramil Robinson, and of course, Pete Gaudette alongside him, agreed that the team felt he can play on that level. All of a sudden, they have a point guard that can run the show.
Hurley for 3. Laettner with a long rebound. Hurley faked the 3 that time. Laettner, who's got good range, buries it. 5-4, Clemson by 1.
Well, the 2 big guys out of the gate early. The full court pressure. This is key now, denying the first pass for Duke and what Clemson does to defuse it.
Forrest tied up by Bricky, and the possession arrow will give it to Duke. That was a little quick.
A little quick, I'd say.
Maybe the officials are a little psyched for this one, too. I know we are.
Well, what Duke does is they force you to catch the ball facing away from the basket or over by the sideline, and you couldn't even say my name in that short time.
They got to be tied up a little longer than that.
Nice.
Laettner, nice. Fake. Offensive foul, yes. Laettner, his second personal in the first minute 48.
And Marion Cash with a great step in. He was there. Of course, the nice pump fake, the one dribble and shot would have been fine for Christian Laettner.
Laettner with 2 personals already. Mike Krzyzewski does not make a move to go to his bench. Cash looks so much more confident than when we saw him earlier.
North Carolina State, I mean, you could cause the turnover for him.
Yeah. Young for 3. That's 2 straight. David Young comes into the game shooting 30% from 3-point range. Tonight he is 2 for 2. Abdelnaby partially blocked by Campbell. Offensive rebound. Henderson lost it, but he's fouled.
Davis with the reach in. Young with that ability. The defense is going to be stretched for Duke if they keep panning the deep ones. But at the other end, a different type of interior defense. It's not the intimidation, but look at this, just helping the partner and out-hustled here as everybody was looking at the shot. Of course, Davis with the tag.
Greg Kubek comes in for the first time. He was a starter when Bricky was injured. Bricky's still wearing a brace on his knee, but he's 100%. And Laettner will go to the bench. An early sit-down, 17:42 to go first half. Henderson has been the shooting savior of this ball club.
Course, Michael, with all the problems in football and the NCAA investigation, this has really unified the Clemson campus, hasn't it?
Certainly has. It's been a boon for them, and Cliff Ellis has done some job in bringing this team around this year. And what a crowd tonight. I mean, they are everywhere.
And I didn't realize Cliff was that loose with a buck buying pizza for kids. That's what happens when you win. You think of others.
Henderson hits the second free throw. 8-6, Clemson by 2.
There's the double up first time. There's the pressure release and
They
back.
handle it well. Cash across the timeline and plenty of time. Georgetown leading Connecticut 61-45. That's a second half score. Foul away from the ball, they're pointing at Kubek.
Davis really has an advantage. Kubek's trying to be physical. Right now with that matchup, Clemson should go to him.
He's 6'6", 205. He has no chance against Dale Davis.
And he's got a variety of shots. Still, look at Kubek. The giveaway, he's really applying the crunch with the elbow. Look at this shot right over the top. Campbell.
Bricky, the best athlete on this Duke team, the captain of the club. They missed his athletic ability when he was out.
Great.
Henderson. Oh, great scoop shot, but it wouldn't fall. Loose ball, Abdelnaby. He's playing so well, Bill.
Well, he really is finding and looking at tapes the basketball, a spot on the floor to be creative.
8-8, Cash, contact, no whistle. Hurley trying to draw the charge. Good no call. They let Cash go. It was invited in, and Abdelnaby slapped it away. Henderson back the other way. Bricky. What a move. Missed the shot, but he'll get the foul.
Mike said his leg is fine. He's totally back. And Kubek and a couple of other guys stepped up when he was out, raised the level of their game to continue this great season for Duke. But with him back, it has lengthened the bench, which has made Duke tougher.
There's the brace on Bricky's knee. Had a partially torn ligament. Did not require surgery. Healed on its own. And his numbers are down. It's a little tough to get integrated back into the offense, Bill, after an injury.
Well, also, you got to think of Abdelnaby stepping up now. He deserves the ball a little more. The type of team has changed, and Mike could be the first one to say, hey, we can get it close to the hole for that good percentage shot. We don't need the outside jumper.
Bricky puts Duke ahead by 2. 16:41 to go first half. Pressure intensifying. Davis back to help.
Still the double up, though. They're trying to get it out of Cash's hand, make the big guys, or at least the small forward, handle.
Forrest kicks it back out to Cash, who has not had a turnover in this ball game and has set up his teammates well. Campbell. 2 months ago, Cliff Ellis says this guy's got to decide whether he has a future in basketball. He's decided. Kubek. His shooting has been off lately. Cash on the run.
Kubek again at the disadvantage. Was on Campbell the last time. Wise play going back to him.
Campbell didn't hit this one, and Kubek gets the rebound. Tough assignment for Kubek.
Sure is. He'll be a little bit tired. He's going to have to keep pushing and get him away from the box.
Tough pass, and Abdelnaby got it somehow through all those hands. Bricky directing traffic, isolated on David Young, doesn't take advantage.
Motion offense, a good cross-court kick.
Hurley for 3, missed it. Bricky, offensive rebound, knocked away off Bricky, out to Clemson. 15:37 to go. First half of play from Clemson. We're tied at 10.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
It takes more than 180 foot-pounds of torque to tow a $60,000 glider. It takes confidence. The kind I get from my Toyota. The confidence to tow it to the airstrip, and the confidence to launch it.
Heard from an old student. Remember Brian McKenna? Smart kid.
Good ball player. Great hands. Where's he going to college?
He's not.
Too bad.
Studying aviation electronics.
But you said
In the Navy. Then college.
The Navy College Fund, $25,000 for your college education. Today's high-tech Navy.
You and the Navy.
like I said, smart kid.
Full speed ahead.
Here's the last stop on our tour. The Fountain of Youth.
This one's on me.
Had an ice cold bud, young man.
I love this job.
1980, the Duke Blue Devils were the #1 team in the country, led by Mike Jaminski. They came to Littlejohn Coliseum to face Clemson, led by Larry Nance and the Clemson Tigers. Won it in overtime, 87-82, in front of the largest crowd they've ever had, 13,882. Largest crowd tonight, except for what we have tonight. I don't think you could get another person in this building. I don't even think the fire marshal got in.
The pro guys had a tough time getting their tickets to get seated. About 7 or 8 of them here to see these big fellas perform.
Duke's pressure has not resulted in anything yet. Forrest helping out.
But it's
young.
It's annoying effect, Mike, though. You keep after it.
Nice. Cash, nice feed. Davis clobbered by Bricky over the back.
How about Marion Cash's high-low play? The denial on the box, pretty set play as they front it low. Here's the seal, the drop step, and you're watching one of the bright and up-and-coming stars, I think, in Dale Davis. Very strong and really enjoys playing. And I think that's the difference. The two big guys have churned it up a little bit.
He's really improved his range. A year ago, his range was literally about a foot from the basket. And now he can go out 10 feet and has a chance to make a shot, shooting only 58% from the free throw line, something that has troubled Clemson as a team. They only shoot 61.9 as a team, and down the stretch in tight games, that can kill them.
How about the dunks? Do you think they've increased his shooting percentage considerably?
Phi Slamma Jamma East is what it is.
No Guy Lewis.
Tied at 10, Duke's basketball.
Now Kubek's liable to get some open jumpers if he keeps moving. Campbell will look to help out on the box on Abdelnaby.
Kubek tried to get a shot, and he'll get the foul. Forrest will pick up his first.
Both clubs impressive as they challenge defensively. The only difference, the interior play of Cliff Ellis's club. Not that they're soft, but they leave cushions because they can react to the shots and block them easily.
Henderson at the line, averaging 17.7 points a game. What a different team this would be without him. He considered transferring before this season, and you can't imagine what Duke's position would have been right now.
Michael must have shown a lot of personality in recruiting him back to the campus. One of his better performances.
Kubek goes out, and Brian Davis, the sophomore out of Capitol Heights, Maryland, in for the first time. He has really come on for Mike Krzyzewski. Henderson hits the second shot. Duke by 2, 15:01 to go first half of play.
Look at Hurley, really. He's a young player, but just a boss out there, and that's what you're looking for in a guard. It doesn't matter about the age or the class.
The difference in Cash is night and day from early in the season. Davis banked it up, missed it, knocked out of bounds by Duke. It'll be out to Clemson. I want to welcome all of you who have been watching other ACC action and have joined us. Duke is up by 2, 12-10 over Clemson in front of a record crowd here at Littlejohn Coliseum. Campbell, 3 guys on it, banks it home anyway.
Well, you can see the strength, but Cash right back at him when he was free.
Tied at 12.
Duke has been caught behind considerably. It may be a strategy that Mike's developed early on.
Henderson had the shot, passed it, then took it again and made it.
I think they've got to get the Clemson guys away from the goal, the big guys, defensively. You pull them out, let Bricky go to work, or let the dribblers concentrate.
First time Cash picked up his dribble, and it cost him, and he fouls Henderson. You just can't do it, Bill.
Knowing. It's like one of those situations where you don't relax at all. You know it's coming, but the best thing they've done is give it up and then give it back to Marion Cash. Then he's been okay. Here he's got the dribble, just a little bit lazy with the basketball. You've got to turn, fight the guy off, use that pivot foot to reverse.
And the foul on Cash was his second. Henderson at the line already 4 for 4. Duke, the 7th best free throw shooting team in the nation.
Of course, Duke makes you do things. Do you think Cash would have picked the dribble up in the schoolyard in the Bronx? I mean, he would have beaten the guy. Well, that's what they do to you. You lack a little bit of confidence, they go right after you.
First game, you see the numbers on Henderson. Every Duke starter shoots better than 70% from the free throw line. Henderson shoots 79.5. He's 6 for 6 tonight. The lead has grown to 4.
Little zone trap right over the timeline, showing all the wrinkles.
Young with a nice head fake gets the jumper and buried it.
Well, the pressure at half court is working in the sense that Clemson's shooting the quick one, but they're converting.
Young has 8, including 2 3-pointers.
Little box and 1 now on Henderson. Played a little triangle and 2 their last game.
Abdel Nabi with that little jump hook, the rebound to Davis. This guy is an animal on the boards.
Good
Cash,
look.
tough pass. Forrest comes down with it, blocked, and the foul. Well, you can't hear a whistle in here.
No, not at all. Lucky the players can, but Cash showing a good comeback play after the turnover. Excellent look. Could have been called the jump ball as well. This is the way to beat pressure, though. Go over the top and challenge. Just a little hesitation cost Clemson. You've got to catch it and go up strong. Derek Forrest a little late.
Foul was on Bricky, his second. Both teams have 5. That's Thomas Hill, the freshman from Lancaster, Texas. And this is Sean Tyson, the 6'7" junior out of Baltimore, coming in for Clemson, as Dale Davis will get a breather.
He doesn't hit like Mike, but he hurts the opponent. He's been a valuable sub for Cliff Ellis.
Very aggressive player. Forrest hits the free throw. Forrest does not score much, but he's on the court because he's a terrific defensive player and really shut people down.
See if they stick with that box and 1. The little wrinkles early.
Forrest, only a 46% free throw shooter, hits them both. We're tied again. We may be tied until the last shot of the game, folks.
David Young playing man-to-man on Henderson. A lot of holes. Hurley will find people.
Leitner, double pump, had it blocked, but there was a whistle and a foul before.
Well, with that box, it's 4-on-4. And Hurley, just a great creator. I mean, a terrific, heady performer. Understands what has to be done, and a great extension for Mike, as he was his dad for a few years at St. Anthony's. Look at the opening now. Look at the pop-in. Once you commit to the box, you try and match up, but you're always in a disadvantaged position. You're always moving to the ball while the cutters are moving to the ball.
Fouls on Tyson, his first. Leitner goes to the line. 2 points tonight. His last 3, he has averaged just 6 points a game. He's really struggled with his shooting. John Lastinger is in. That's him, number 15. Freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, point guard. Cousin of the former Georgia quarterback, John Lastinger.
And all those Georgia guys, he loves Mark Price, I read too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, this gives a little better ball handling duo.
Forrest back to help out.
There's the motion. Good cut by Tyson.
Tyson, fall away jumper, got it!
Tough shot, too.
Tyson was out all last year. They removed his gallbladder. Tough to come back, but he's done it, and Clemson is up by 1.
Nice.
Leitner partially blocked by Campbell, and Lastinger will be called for a foul. He reached in on Davis.
With the box and 1, the defense moves to the ball. Now the cutter moves to the spot vacated by the man moving to the ball, and Cliffy knows it's a gimmick. He's trying to save people. Maybe the motion offense will tire his big guys out, so he has them settle back.
Really haven't seen one thing I expected tonight. A lot of fast breaks, I guess, because both teams are doing such a good job inside.
And they're finishing plays,
yeah.
too.
Davis with a shooter's roll. Mike Krzyzewski going for his 299th career win tonight in only 15 years.
Of course, I got him started in his coaching business. You know, we used to play him when he was at Army. He could do it then. He's picked up a lot along the way.
Tell you what, if you could win an Army, you proved you could coach, right?
Well, he didn't have any problem with them being on time.
Lastinger, Hurley all over him. Forrest, guarded by Brian Davis. There's the field goal story. Clemson hot early. But Duke is up by a point, thanks to their strength from the free throw line.
Mike switched to the pivot foot right there in front of the Duke bench.
Campbell lost the ball, hustled after it, recovered. Boy, Young flew in there trying to get a rebound, knocked it out of bounds, though.
That's a different Campbell, though. Going after that basketball. Early in the year, he would have watched it roll, let the guards go after it.
I think when Cliff Ellis went public and said the young man has a decision to make whether basketball's in his future, it woke him up. Hill lost it, got it back.
Of course, Cliff mentioned, too, he met his parents out in San Diego. They had a nice team meeting.
Henderson driving on Young, tripped up, foul on Young, his second. Marion Cash has 2. He's on the bench right now. Both of these teams can go 10, 11 deep. So foul trouble at most positions, not critical. At a couple, it always is.
Well, the Clemson coaches, Bobby Hussey, who's an assistant, used to be a head coach at Belmont Abbey, he was saying that it's a different guy each game. So that it really stretches it, helps you out. And, of course, it keeps everybody with the shoes laced.
Yeah, that's right. Kirkland Howling is into the ball game with that great name. And Henderson goes to the line. 6 out of 6, 8 points already. Cliff Ellis, by putting Kirkland Howling in, will get some more outside shooting. He had 19 off the bench against North Carolina Saturday, including 4 3-pointers, which has been something that's bothered him the last couple of years. Not much outside shooting. Henderson, 8 out of 8 from the free throw lines in the first 8 minutes and 7 seconds. Duke leads by 3. We'll be back in a moment.
98,398 miles. My Toyota truck. I love it.
Well, you probably won't believe it, but I have 407,510 miles.
101,978 miles.
213,000 miles.
126,672 miles. My Toyota truck, I love it.
I love it.
And I love it.
I really love it.
1 mile, and I already love it.
As a member of management here, you're to be congratulated for selecting Hewlett-Packard as your personal computer system.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
You know, a lot of people don't think of Hewlett-Packard for personal computers, but someone in this company obviously had the vision to realize Hewlett-Packard is a better way.
We have a lot of people around here that know what they're doing.
You know, for management, you don't seem to know too much about computers.
No, I don't.
You probably wouldn't have gotten to be management today like that, but...
Probably not.
No.
But here I am.
There is a better way. Hewlett-Packard.
From the last-second buzzer beater.
1 leader. Goes at the buzzer! Hodge is over the win. Got it! South Alabama wins it!
To the heroic performances.
The pearl blocked, and it's over.
Tullis now from the perimeter in the bucket.
Unbelievable.
Nothing beats the excitement of Championship Week. Starting Saturday, live on ESPN.
Georgetown about to move into a first-place tie in the Big East. They have a big lead over Connecticut. Purdue is down to Iowa. They were. It's now all tied up at 57. And Notre Dame has lost. They're now just 14-11 as an independent. Let's return to Clemson, South Carolina.
All right, John, thanks very much. 21-18, Duke over Clemson. The lead is 3, and we have more than just fan interest here, don't we?
Well, we have 7 scouts. Of course, Marty Blake, who had a long trip in here from Atlanta, a little bit tired. Of course, he's the guy that writes the scouting service. Next to him, Al Menendez, who came in from Indiana, the Pacers coach. But I'm always teasing Marty that you don't see all these great players. Well, he's out and writing a report. Of course, you've got to think that Campbell, Davis has a future, Leitner is a future, and I think Ala Abdelnaby has shown some signs of late.
Kirkland Howling comes up with a loose ball, penetrates and scores. A lot of hustle out there on both sides of the ball. Wayne Buckingham, number 42, also in for Clemson as Cliff Ellis making a major use of his bench right now.
That was not pretty, but effective, wasn't it?
Hurley got caught up in the air, got it off. Shot missed by Hill, follows good.
Well, all kids are competitive, but the Duke kids just seem to mix it up, don't they? I mean, they're very aggressive. They might be slight in the spots or smaller, but they go after it.
Nice anticipation by Hill, gets the steal, 1-on-2, put it up with the left hand and missed. Loose ball comes out to Davis. He's ahead to Tyson, one-on-one with Hurley. Tyson, 2 big shots since he's come off the bench.
Well, that's the shot you'd like to take, or force him to take defensively. Duke really out-hustled themselves on the offensive glass.
Yeah.
Started to break the other way.
Everybody but Hurley went to the boards, and they got caught. Davis, out of bounds. Last touch by Wayne Buckingham.
Now, that's a name we're going to be talking about for the next couple of years. He's got a body like Patrick. He is
not this
big,
Patrick, the other Patrick.
A big bruiser and really a pleasant kid to chat with and very happy with his minutes. He knows next year he's going to get them all with Eldon Campbell gone.
And he's really improved in practice, starting to help this ball club. Henderson has been very effective, especially at the free throw line.
Nice cut.
Hurley for 3. Tough player.
They got the home run. Well, he may miss a few, but he's going to come back to it. And I will venture to say by his 3rd year, he will become a 50% three-point shooter. The strength, obviously the confidence is there.
26-22, Duke by 4. Ooh. Beautiful drive by Tyson, who has exploded off the bench with 6 points.
Now, Bricky let him turn the corner, but no support. Unusual for Duke.
26-24. Hurley for 3 more. Rimmed this one. Buckingham the rebound. Nice outlet to Tyson. Howling, little contact. Hurley dropped off of him, and Kirkland Howling makes the shot. Cliff Ellis also wanted the foul. Howling with 4 off the bench. That's something Clemson really hasn't had in recent years.
As you mentioned, a lot of people who can contribute.
And they're playing with confidence. They love it here at home. They've won 23 straight, the 4th longest streak in the nation. And remember, they've beaten Duke here the last 2 years.
Cliff keeps saying it's good for the league. Do you really think he means that, or do you think it's good for Clemson?
No, I think he does. It's good for the league. It's great for Clemson. And it's great for Cliff Ellis, who has really worked very hard to turn this program into a big winner. Henderson hustled, got his own rebound.
Well, you mentioned the composure at the top of the show, and Duke has really done a good job. They've got to be patient now. The house up.
Davis, a real athletic baseline move, lean back in, and Duke back up by 2. Davis is one of the guys who benefited when Robert Bricky was hurt. Got a lot more minutes than he otherwise would have. And Mike Krzyzewski found another player, too.
Just a little bit deeper. Nice high-low.
Buckingham to Davis. Shot won't fall, but he's fouled.
Buckingham with a terrific interior pass. Of course, all of that set up by the subs making shots and the perimeter people drilling them.
Foul was on Hurley. Buckingham gets a nice hand as he goes out, and there's the Clemson bench factor tonight, 10-4 over Duke. And of course, Duke's bench is one that Mike Krzyzewski has always been able to rely on after the 3rd or 4th year of his program.
Davis and Hill, of course, have moved up, I think, considerably. And Kubek had a great run as well.
Dale Davis hits the free throw.
We'd like to be using Jay Billis, too, I think, and Tommy Amaker if he could.
Davis hits another shot. Davis is an intense rebounder, very long arms. Dean Smith said over the weekend he plays like he's 7'6". I just wish he'd get out of our league. Go play somewhere else.
I saw that. Dean fed up with him. Still the box and 1.
Tied at 28. Bad pass by Davis. Lastinger hustles after it, then tipped it away. Great play. Tyson. Oh, what a shot. Holy cow. Offensive foul, but the basket counts.
A pretty good slide by right here. Hurley sets up and moving a little bit, but a terrific attempt at sliding by on the offensive end.
Tyson with 8 off the bench, and wasn't that a sensational play by Lastinger?
Not bad at all. But again, they're taking shots. They're pushing the ball up the floor. They're very confident, and I think the home building does it. Crowd, obviously, a tremendous asset. Almost got by. Good setup by Bobby Hurley.
Tyson, who averages 8 points off the bench, has 8 points in the first half. Hurley leads the club in charges taken. And Duke monitors that on all of its players. It's an honor to be on top of that one.
Because Bobby's chest would be about 4 inches bigger if he had stood in on some of these people. Easy for Mike to say step in. Of course, that's that Bobby Knight philosophy from years ago, and Mike has toned it to fit his personality. And of course, tremendous track record at Duke.
Hurley has 5. We're tied at 30. 8:15 to go. And Bill, so far, it's been everything we thought it would be.
And Bobby Hurley can really rag a dribbler. Head on that bounce. Look at the help. That's what they got to do more of.
Abdel Nabi hustled over, knocked it away. Duke couldn't save it.
Early in the game, they were not doing that, Mike. Now, reading and doing it a little bit better. Aha!
That's Mike when he played for Bobby Knight at Army. That's Bob on the right. And if you didn't take a charge for Bob Knight, you didn't play, right?
Oh, the guy
Still
on the right. He was in Psycho, I think, the guy on the right. Wasn't he years ago?
Tyson looking inside. Campbell double team. He's the all-time leading scorer in Clemson history. Became that last weekend. Lastinger's done a pretty decent job in as the point guard right now.
Sure has. Of course, the one thing Bobby Knight has taught all of the guys that have gone on to coach for him, helping on defense. They just understand the spacing.
First 4-shot Tyson has taken since he came in the ballgame. And the jumper by Billy McCaffrey, the freshman out of Allentown, puts Duke back on top by 2.
Now the key to ragging the dribble is the next guy has to deny the ball. Now look at the easy post pass. So what Bobby Hurley did was wasted.
Eldon Campbell ties it at 32.
Straight up zone. 1-2-2.
Tyson on the run. He's got Lastinger with him and Forrest. I wish we had a noise meter. You wouldn't believe it.
Is that Havlicek or Tyson?
McCaffrey silences the crowd. It was a 2-pointer just inside the line. McCaffrey 2 for 2 on jumpers.
While we get a second.
Go ahead, say something.
Oh, the one thing about Tyson, I feel like I have to talk lower. We're in the library now for a moment, is that he knew he didn't want to charge. They're concerned about the debris right now.
Cliff Ellis telling people not to throw anything on the court.
But interestingly enough, Cliff's concerned the charges. And of course, Tyson got rid of it to make sure he wouldn't.
Timeout, 6:43 to go in the half. Tied again, this time at 34.
Honda, the car that sells itself. At the discount dealer that really sells for less. City Motors Honda in Passaic Park. Smart buyers from all over the area come to City Motors Honda for City Motors' famous low prices, huge selection, and first-class service. Hurry in to City Motors Honda, the discount dealer that really sells for less. City Motors Honda in Passaic Park. 6 quick minutes from Giant Stadium, Route 3 to Route 21 North, exit 11A, and City Motors Honda's front door.
Luciano's in Lodi is the family-owned sports shop for every member of your family. Luciano specializes in hunting equipment and apparel, with a large selection of shotguns, rifles, pistols, and bows always in stock. Luciano's uses their 30 years of experience to help you make the right selections. They have sports apparel for every fan, every team, and every sport. Luciano's indoor batting cages will have the whole family swinging all season, and rain or shine, they're open 7 days a week. With sports gear, apparel, and its indoor batting cages, Luciano's in Lodi is your sports shop for every...
Nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. The one and only. Nothing beats it. The clean, the crisp, the cold. The king of beers.
Nothing beats a Bud. Nothing beats the king of beers. Nothing beats a Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud.
34-34 with 6 minutes 43 seconds to go first half. Clemson against Duke from Clemson, South Carolina. A jam-packed Littlejohn Coliseum. Clemson basketball. Campbell inbounds to Sean Lastinger.
Let's see if Duke steps it up a little, Mike, and shuts off the next logical pass. Or make it tougher.
Nice reach in and steal by Henderson. Ahead, McCaffrey is 2 for 2. Make it 3 for 3, and Duke back on top.
Come in known as a shooter. Struggled a little early. Another one of the guys that makes the bench deeper for Duke and Krzyzewski.
Lastinger being dogged by Hurley. Got a nice screen, got himself free. Tyson with the loose ball, dumps it off to Forrest. Foul before the shot.
I think McCaffrey on the swipe. Defensively, I think Henderson may have been the guy picking. He didn't really let Hurley slide through or hedge and help him out a little bit. Oh, he whacked him.
Tyson will go to the line. 6'7" junior out of Baltimore. There's the final on, that is the final. And look at Iowa. Purdue, 9th ranked in the country, tied with Iowa. Iowa has struggled. Tyson, who's hit 4 out of 5 field goals, hits the free throw, has 9 points.
Michael, I was in Indiana yesterday, and Katie in the papers was really concerned about Iowa. People talking about him winning the league championship, he had a right to. You knew Tom Davis would come out of the box. Of course, at home, they really run that press beautifully.
Tyson hits them both. We're tied again, this time at 36, 6:08 to go. And Sean Tyson with 10 off the bench. He'll go out, gets a great hand from the crowd.
And with David Young back in, let's see if they go to the box and 1. Yes. So now don't forget the pop-ins. They try and get in the gap, split the defenders.
Young is on Henderson. Bricky has not been an offensive factor yet. McCaffrey, he's 4 for 4 off the bench.
Can't leave him alone. Of course, he loves to see those open spaces.
8 points for Billy McCaffrey.
Cliff's not fooling around. He wants to make sure the ball gets over the timeline. Not much of cash of late. Look at this play.
Campbell to Davis. Oh, what a pass.
Well, you really have to be strong as Davis is to hold the man and then release as the ball is thrown. Great look by Campbell. Man-to-man.
Bricky caught in the lane. Forrest stripped it. Lastinger has played at the point a long time because he's doing everything right.
He's not turning it over, getting into the spots.
Well, he almost turned it over there.
And Hurley has been pressuring him, too.
Young goes baseline all the way underneath. What a shot!
Duke really not doing Duke-type defense on the baseline.
Young has 10. Leitner with 2 fouls will come back in. Bricky will go out. Leitner went out with about 17:45 to go on the clock, so he's been on the bench nearly 15 minutes.
And Michael not a happy man there with his defense.
And look what they've done inside. Something they've done all year to people. They score inside and shut off the other guys. McCaffrey, he's fouled that time. Lastinger got him from his second.
The scrape, and of course Campbell out big.
Well, you got to find McCaffrey. He's hit 4 out of 4. Whew.
This is the one time they go a little bit man-to-man and see the motion. Nice little play, and of course the scrape from the rear, and how slow Campbell will come out. You've got to make those big guys move.
McCaffrey, the Pennsylvania Player of the Year, has come off the bench in double figures 11 times this year for Duke. And one more point, he'll be in double figures again here in the half.
Michael, what's terrific about watching these teams early in the year, McCaffrey was a nervous kind of a player. Now he's confident. Lastinger didn't play at all in that Big East ACC Challenge. And all of a sudden, right now, they're key guys for their clubs. And it proves to kids you hang in, you keep working, and coaches will use you.
McCaffrey hits them both. 4 minutes, 38 seconds to go.
Nice look. Look at the defense again.
Campbell fouled by McCaffrey, and you have to wonder what McCaffrey at 6'3", 175 is doing down there with Campbell at 6'11", 230.
And you're right, and Mike's thinking the same thing. What happened, he wasn't guarding him, he was on the outside. The big guys don't react. Leitner down underneath comes over late. Abdelnaby was up waiting. Interesting little set. McCaffrey really had to have the giveaway. Abdelnaby was looking to pinch, which you can understand, and then get back on Davis.
Campbell, the 6'11" senior out of Inglewood, California, misses the first. Never has been a good free throw shooter. The last 8 games, he's averaged nearly 21 points a game. Has become the all-time leading scorer in Clemson history.
Cliff's done a pretty good job getting kids out of Los Angeles and California. And over his coaching career, says he's got to go back for more. Early in the year, he told me that.
He likes the trips.
Maybe.
Campbell misses them both, still tied at 40. Henderson. Forrest with a long rebound and lost it.
I believe they were in the 1-2-2 that time. Henderson shot it quickly, didn't he?
Duke basketball.
Now man-to-man. A lot of motion. Get the big look at Leitner. They don't want to come up.
Nice pass to Abdelnaby. Goes baseline. Air ball. Henderson. Leitner almost had it. Henderson has it again. I think Campbell thought the whistle blew.
Campbell was spinning around like a top.
Hurley.
Nice.
Abdelnaby. Leitner. Holy cow, he got it and he's fouled. How many chances do you get?
Well, that was a major league offensive rebound. Of course, typical of Christian Leitner, the enthusiasm. And again, great aggressive play by Duke as they attack the glass. Nobody getting a rash on Duke. Quick, he knows he's got to get position. And of course, you mentioned too many opportunities, but up, strong, and of course, eventually able to do the damage.
And this is against a great rebounding team.
Good people, they pulled them away just enough.
Leitner hits the free throw, makes it a 3-point play and a 3-point Duke lead. Timeout, 3:48 to go. First half of play. Back in a moment.
Committees are by nature timid, based on the premise of safety in numbers, content to survive rather than take risks and move independently ahead. Independence, then, has always been the attitude at Porsche. To do not what is expected, but what we feel is right. In the beginning, I looked around and could not find quite the car I dreamed of, so I decided to build it myself. It is sad, I believe, that so many creations today are just like all the rest. This is why Porsche must remain small and independent.
43-40, it's been a seesaw game all the way. Of course, Clemson's strength is inside, as it always seems to be. And look at the career averages on players like Campbell and Tree Rollins, Larry Nance, and Horace Grant. Of course, no one will ever touch what Tree Rollins did rebounding down here.
No, not at all. But if Campbell can follow those fellas into the NBA and contribute, and he's got a long way to go, but he has the ability. It's that mental effort, the conscious effort to do a good job every time he's on the floor. When he was spinning like a top there, he wasn't alert. Maybe his concentration is not there all the time.
But the difference in this game is free throws. Duke with 12 more points from the line in the first half than Clemson.
2 3s on Mike. Of course, obviously with the foul problems and the look at the inside game.
Campbell.
Nice high baseline, wasn't it? Then a quick step to the goal.
Campbell has 8. The lead is cut to 1. Hurley for 3. And Davis is fouled. Henderson reached in. Let's go to John Saunders, an update on Iowa and Purdue.
Thanks a lot, Mike Patrick. An update it is. Iowa, the Hawkeyes, trying to pull off the upset. They've already knocked off some big teams in the Big Ten, but this is the #1 team. Purdue, the Boilermakers with a half-game lead. Let's go there now for the final 10 seconds and watch Matt Bullard put the Hawkeyes ahead.
We're ready to go. Bullard scores! And Purdue calls a timeout with 6.5 seconds to go.
It is now a final. Purdue missed a last-second shot. that would have given them the win. So Iowa now has the upset against number 9 Purdue. Right now, let's get it back to Clemson, South Carolina. Mike, Patrick, and Bill Raftery.
Congratulations to the Hawkeyes. It's been a struggle most of the year, but they've had some quality wins. Clemson on top here by a point in a game that's gone back and forth since we started. Leitner. He's good within that range.
He is. At that time, the triangle in 2, and Leitner, unattached, move up to the foul line. Nice move. Back to man-to-man. Mike Krzyzewski had enough of it, huh?
Leitner has 10 points in double figures for the first time in 4 games. He's got his stroke. Leitner for 3.
And a big smile, too.
That's only the 10th three-point shot he's taken this year. He may take a few more.
He's 33, 34%. But Mike didn't stay with that 2-3 zone long, did he?
No.
Well, he didn't get his speaking engagements by talking about zones.
Davis, turn around in the lane. Campbell can't get the rebound. Leitner does. Finds Hurley.
Nice look.
Abdel Nabi, boy, really bothered by Davis, and Campbell got the rebound.
He's throwing the shot instead of shooting.
Lastinger has played a long time at the point here in the first half.
Abdel Nabi playing behind. Nice little deflection.
Knocked it away from Campbell. Hurley on the run. 3-on-2. Knocked away by Lastinger. Henderson put it up and in, and he's fouled by Forrest. Nice finish to the play by Henderson.
Well, again, the force of the dribble really helped Duke, but their defense sets everything up. Remember Cliff saying you got to be careful. They play the passing lanes. Nice deflection. Now, Hurley doesn't make this a clean play, but a fortuitous bounce. And, of course, the bump for 3, or the possible 3. But, again, that philosophy of denying, pushing it up the floor, getting you at a disadvantage.
That's what Marty Blake says about Phil Henderson, that he does have an NBA future, which probably means mid to late second-round draft choice.
Marty, a man of many words, really never goes out on the limb.
Henderson, 8 out of 8 from the line, finally missed. He has 12 points in the half. Clemson now down by 6, the biggest Duke lead of the game.
Here's the guy.
Tyson. Offensive rebound. Davis stripped by Hurley. Nice pass. And then a block from behind by Eldon Campbell.
Did he get up and down, Michael? That's what he should be doing all the time.
Let's see if he can score to finish it off.
Oh, don't call a charge.
That's what they'll call, and no basket.
Cliff wants the basket. This is the old keep everybody happy. Tell you, that was a bang job.
Yeah.
I know he's there, but Duke is so good at it. They work at it, but there's that fine line of when the fall is necessary.
Tough call. It's a turnover and gives the ball to Duke. 1:12 to go in the first half.
And Mike wisely getting Leitner out to make sure he doesn't get that extra foul. Look at this.
Henderson stripped by Forrest. He's got very quick hands. Clemson needs a bucket here.
Why not go in low? Or to him.
Campbell. Clemson's all-time leading scorer, cuts the lead to 4. He has 10 in the first half.
Well, that's that high-low set. They run a lot of motion. They'll get people shaping up low. Shoot the jumper or dump down.
Boy, McCaffrey is nailed. That looked like Mike Tyson, not Sean. He picked up his 3rd.
A little bit lazy with the footwork, wouldn't you say? Now, Michael, you've done a lot of these games in the course of your years covered ACC basketball. The crowds can't be like this in all the buildings.
No, but they're close. But I'll tell you what, the crowd down here is always great, but I've never seen a crowd this big. I don't think anyone has, and I've never heard a crowd this loud.
There's Duke noted over the years for the action.
Great place to watch college basketball. McCaffrey bangs one home.
Now Duke right now, let's see if they really go after it to try and disrupt or make the quick shot or force the quick shot for Clemson.
McCaffrey going for his 12th point. 52-46, shot clock is off. 39 seconds to go in the half.
No, just half-court man.
Hurley waiting for Lastinger.
But they really get after you, don't they?
Tyson just being dogged. Lastinger checks the clock.
Nice.
Oh, great feed, and Davis is hammered by his opposite Davis, and Tyson comes over to say something. He didn't like the way his teammate was mugged.
Well, I think it's a good foul, good hard giveaway, but what interior passing by Clemson.
Super.
Oh, just looking for one another. And you can see in teams, as they develop to becoming good teams, the unselfish play, the little bit extra that puts them above the norm.
Beautiful pass from Forrest. Brian Davis picked up the personal, his first, and he tried to make sure that there was no bucket, and Mike Krzyzewski got him out of the game, so the last 15 seconds of the half will not turn into anything more than it already is.
A little oratory, that's about it. That's not going to hurt anybody.
Davis, who is 4 out of 6 at the line.
Chris Campbell out 2 for the same reason Leitner's out. Don't get that extra one.
Missed it. It's a 2-shot foul.
Now Duke with the pressure defense, even though they got to the foul line, it forced them to shoot quickly. So the worst they're going to hurt is by 1 now, with a chance to get another deuce.
Davis missed again, got his own rebound.
They don't need it.
Almost lost it, up against Abdelnaby and scores, and the foul. Dale Davis may be the best offensive rebounder I've seen in 10 years.
He just went for it better than the Duke people. They didn't react, and he just, well, first of all, he knows whether he's going to miss or not quicker than anybody by the release. And nobody really took the shooter. Hurley on the one side couldn't get over. He has to come all the way across the lane. See, he actually had to check him going towards the flight of the basketball.
Coming into this game, he had 123 offensive rebounds. A lot of guys go their a career without getting 120.
They sure do. And Ala just in the position of disadvantage, couldn't do much.
4 out of 7 from the free throw line so far tonight, can cut the lead to 3. And does. 52-49. That was a big sequence for Clemson. 6 seconds left. Hurley. Oh, what a pass. Abdelnaby missed it, but a foul.
Buckingham over the top. A little sleight of hand.
What a pass by Hurley.
Yeah, one thing about Bobby Hurley, and again, he's been tutored all his life. Look how low he'll put the ball and protect it, and then re-protect it. And of course, the vision set up early. His head wasn't on the dribble. So creative when he gets into that 3-second area to develop an offense for Duke.
For those of you in the ACC viewing area who were unable to watch the first half of tonight's Duke-Clemson game due to the UNC-Georgia Tech game coverage, we welcome you to Clemson, South Carolina. This one has gone back and forth. We have only 4 seconds to go in the first half. Duke leading 52-49, and Abdelnaby will go to the line. Another excellent free throw shooter, but he missed that one.
Terrific team, free throw shooting. As you noted, that's why they win some tough games at the end.
78% from the line this year. Very calmly hits that. 4-point lead, 4 seconds left. Baseball pass, Davis! What a way to finish it off! Mike Krzyzewski discussing something with the officials.
He thinks the clock started late.
No way. I mean, the ball, it doesn't start running.
Exactly.
The clock won't start running until it touches Davis's hands, and he was under the basket.
That's right.
The clock is there. That pass is by Colby Brown.
He must have been hollering about that then.
Oh, can't be.
Beautiful look, and once again, look at Ala's head. He never caught vision of the ball. He was relaxed, and the Clemson taking advantage whenever the opportunity shows itself.
Davis with the big jam, 13 points, and Clemson has cut the lead to 1 at 53-51. Cliff Ellis is over just McCaffrey. And McCaffrey off the bench, and here's Clemson scoring 4 players in double figures. Both Tyson and Tyson off the bench. Both benches played very well in the first half, but it was the free throw situation that really put the Blue Devils over the top. 21 out of 24. Clemson hit 9 out of 13. And it's Clemson's basketball as we start the second 20 minutes.
And when we had our break, we talked about Marion Cash not playing much. And starting the second half, Sean Lastinger once again. So really confident with him running the show.
Played very well in the first half. Young to Davis, 4 players around him. Goes to Campbell.
Grabbed the rim, Mike.
Young grabbed the rim.
And not to protect himself either.
Should have stopped play, but it didn't.
Now that was not a good release by Campbell. He should have gone strong. But pretty good passing against the good man-to-man of Duke.
Leitner, good return pass to Bricky. Powers it up, can't get it. Nice fight inside, and Bricky comes out with a rebound.
They got the little reach in. The ones you don't like to see when they're playing bang-bang basketball. A little bit of a nickel dime.
Foul was on Dale Davis, his second. Steal off the inbounds pass. Forrest gives it up to Lastinger, the freshman from Atlanta.
Duke traditional, man-to-man. You got to make good cuts. You've got to go without the basketball. You got to back cut. And, of course, reverse the ball.
Lastinger for 3. With pounding the boards inside, Davis kept it alive, but Abdelnaby clears to Hurley. Bricky.
Off the bounce.
That is the athletic play they have missed when he was injured.
They sure do. Of course, the filling of the lane, one thing, but off the bounce, only the good ones can make that kind of pass. Good non-call.
Hurley trying for the charge. Young for 3. Head fake now for 2. And got it.
Made them pay for their great reaction defensively.
55 all. Young has a dozen. He only averages 5.9 points a game. Bricky from outside.
Didn't squeeze it, huh?
Campbell looked like he was the last man to touch it. And Cash will come in for Lastinger. Lastinger gets a great hand.
I believe they were in a triangle and 2 the last trip. Let's see what they do this time.
Hurley had the 3, intercepted by Campbell. Cash with a penetration and scores.
Wire to wire.
Now Hurley has been in there the whole time, and they have switched Lastinger and Cash. They may be able to wear him down a little.
Good point. Of course, Henderson may have to switch off and play the dribbler. That Cash didn't let him reestablish position.
Leitner, good pass to Abdelnaby, and he has it blocked as he went into the lane. He traveled. And Abdelnaby may be hurt.
Now this is the composure time for Allah. He's been forcing some shots, that time lacking the composure that he has the last couple of weeks. A good early run by Clemson defensively. They mixed it up with a triangle and 2, helped out, and of course forced a couple of turnovers.
It looked like Abdelnaby may have twisted an ankle on that last play. We've got a timeout. It's a 2-point game.
A special report, a one-on-one discussion with a Payne-Weber professional.
We're talking with Doreen Brownfield about an interesting kind of investment you might not have heard about before.
Most people know about zero-coupon bonds. They sell at deep discounts, they compound over time, and they pay the full amount at maturity. And they also know about municipal bonds, which provide tax-free income. But what they may not know is a combination of the two can be found in zero-coupon municipal bonds.
So they pay a large sum at maturity and no tax consequences.
That's right, and that's what makes them perfect for retirement and for also planning for future tuition costs. A parent could invest $5,800 when their child is first born and have $20,000 available tax-free for that first year of college education.
Do you have to put in that amount?
No, not necessarily. What I always tell my friends is whenever you have an extra $1,000 or so, invest in tax-free zeros. They'll really grow by the time college comes around.
Thank you.
For a booklet about zero municipals, call Payne-Weber at 800-950-5050.
Slip into the driver's seat of the 1990 Volkswagen Jetta and experience Fahrvergnügen, when car and driver become one. Powered by a digital fuel-injected engine, Jetta's nimble suspension brings you as close to the road as you can get without scraping your knees. Once you experience Fahrvergnügen, the road will never be long enough. Fahrvergnügen, it's what makes a car a Volkswagen.
ESPN's NCAA basketball, Duke versus Clemson, is brought to you by Isuzu, the first car builders of Japan. By Payne Weber, serving the financial needs of individual, corporate, and institutional clients. By the personal computer group of Hewlett-Packard. There is a better way.
$17.50 to go in the battle for #1 in the ACC.
And Marion Cashy came into the game, slapped Sean Lastinger, great rapport, came out, made a big-time move on Bobby Hurley. All the minutes he has to play, but great confidence and good team spirit. And that's why Clemson's winning.
A young man out of the Bronx, New York, who was really bothered by pressure early in the year. Not tonight, and not most of this season. He's been terrific.
You don't get 9-3 in this league if you don't play together. Good post defense.
Young has to get rid of it, does to Davis. Boy, and Duke has really turned it up a notch.
They do after timeouts, as you well know. You got a back cut.
Cash in the lane, short. Leitner.
The pressure release that Clemson is using is popping the guy to the foul line, so you can help on the low box. The guard has to come down and help out.
Hurley, nice feed to Bricky.
Lazy. Davis. Then he points at Tyson like, where were you?
Tied at 57. Cash with that real high dribble a lot of times.
So that's the release where the big guy pops high.
Davis pulls up and hit it. That's a shot last year. 1, he wouldn't take, and 2, he couldn't hit if he took it.
Much more confident. Of course, putting it on the floor is something he didn't do real well. Early in the year even.
17 points. Hurley almost made a spectacular play, but they call a foul on Tyson, and that is 4 on Sean Tyson.
What makes Duke tough, I think, other than the motion, their ability to hold off, they've got some creative people who get into the middle of things, and then, of course, the dish off. You can see Hurley unable to convert the play, and Tyson not very happy about it, but that puts pressure on your inside people defensively.
And now they have changed it, saying Tyson has only 3, which is a break for Cliff Ellis. Bricky, left all alone, doesn't want to take the shot.
Box him one again.
Brian Davis is in there for Duke. Bricky will take that shot, and he's fouled on the way in. That will be 4 on Tyson.
And Tyson took a shot as well. Amazed at Robert Bricky, how quickly he can get up. Of course, the ability to fill a lane we saw earlier. But this is how you beat a box and one or even zones. You go over to the top on occasion, you reverse the basketball, and you have guys who can complete a play.
Great explosion to the basket by Bricky, and Tyson has to sit down. Bricky was 6 points tonight. He is the worst free throw shooter of the starters at 70%, but he's hit 3 out of 3 this evening, and it has been 22 out of 25 for Duke from the line. And they have a team that gets fouled a lot because of the way they run their offense.
That motion and posting up, they get the high percentage shot. Was Tyson somewhat frustrated? But in a box and one, there's a lot of room to cover.
Clemson leads by 1 on the missed free throw. 16:05 to go in the game.
Michael, see how they handle if they want it in the post. One guy pops up. Here's Campbell.
Good. Nice pass to Young. What a look by Campbell.
Well, that's the pressure release you're looking for. Nice cut as well.
Young with 14. Hurley double team, kick the ball, and they'll call the foul.
Did they call a foul? Or I think it's Clemson's ball.
Oh, you're right. They pointed at Cash and said he was the guy who kicked it out of bounds.
Ooh, Bobby got away with one.
Yes, he did.
Right here, you see the high-low set developing. The back cut as Henderson was not paying attention to business. A lapse.
Bricky got position in the lane. Ball knocked out of bounds. Out to Clemson. Tigers by 3, and they have the ball. The last couple of times, Hurley has been a little out of control with the dribble. He may be getting tired.
Well, he should bring it back out and restart the offense. But there's so many openings, occasionally in the box and one, it's temptation.
Cash with Hurley all over him. Hurley called for the foul. That's 2 on the freshman out of Jersey City. He leads this club in minutes played.
32.5, I think, for the year. Well, Mike Krzyzewski's really giving him the ball. When you do get a little tired, you have a tendency to get beaten on this end. And up top, he got the ball. I'm for not calling fouls below the hip. I mean, it's not soccer or football. A lot of shots are blocked. And, of course, the bailout for officials, coach, he got him with
the body.
Yeah, give me a break.
Cash at the line. Drills that one, his 3rd point of the game. In the last 2 games he's played, he's had 20 and 21. He is the first Clemson guard in 6 years with back-to-back 20-point nights. Tonight he's had 3, but he hasn't played a lot.
No. And Cliff, very fortunate, he had somebody to go to, and Sean Lastlinger did a nice job.
And the way this game has gone, he might get 20 yet.
Look how quick they can score.
What a block by Campbell!
Great reaction.
And that time, Cash threw it away. Forrest came up with an ease foul.
Well, if you like, great reaction. Eldon Campbell is a different guy, getting down the floor to be in position. It's effort. Cash wisely letting him go by. Look at the help and keeping it alive by banging it into the glass.
He leads the league in blocks, came in with 77, and they have the SWAT patrol stat up there. He's had 17 of those blocks against Duke. Forrest hits the free throw. He has 5 points tonight, 3 out of 3 from the line.
Was very quiet guy, Mike. He'd have trouble with you, myself, and Vital. I spoke to him early in the year, very subdued, and I think now showing the emotion you need to play at the next level.
Clemson with its biggest lead.
Triangle and 2. Hurley and Henderson played man-to-man, puts the pressure on the inside people to make a play.
Henderson nearly lost it, then hits the turnaround jumper.
Almost stolen by Cash. Good scrape.
14 for Henderson. That's a big basket. He was in trouble.
There have been a number of unattractive goals.
Young, Campbell. Fight on the offensive boards. Leitner comes out with it. Hurley on the run. 4 on 3.
That's what you want to borrow, right? If it's not there.
Leitner from 14. Got his own rebound. Leans into it.
He was looking for 3. Heads up play.
15 points for Christian Leitner. He's certainly out of his slump. And it's a 2-point game again.
Too good to be sleeping. Here's their motion now. Wow.
Young. Campbell tried to keep it alive. Leitner with another rebound. Good block out.
Sure was by Bricky.
Hurley. Leitner almost stolen by Cash. Henderson for 3 in the lead. Short.
The Clemson
ball.
What reaction defensively on those shots.
And they're really on Henderson, the crowd chanting air ball.
Little low post action, reverse spots.
Campbell, contact, no whistle. Bricky is down holding his arm.
Just a little bump, and Duke didn't handle it. They've made some mistakes you normally don't see a Duke team make.
And they'll stop the clock to look at Robert Bricky. Mike Krzyzewski will come on the court. Looked like he got his arm trapped between Campbell and his own body.
I thought he may have hit the floor with it as well. But just a little inside screen freed up the shot. And down underneath. Maybe you're right. Twist it. What a difference. Can Campbell play all over the country like he plays here at Littlejohn?
Yeah.
Bricky had pretty good position on that replay.
Well, they're starting to. They're playing very, very well now. 22-5. Finally got into 20th in the AP poll this week, fighting for some national respect. In the ACC, they've already earned the respect in this league.
Well, all over the country, as we look at the field goal percentage, people really don't respect Connecticut and Clemson. I mean, even though Connecticut was ranked high, just not the regard for good clubs that they should have.
Wow. Christian Laettner with a big, big bucket. He has 17, and his offense is keeping Duke in it in the second half.
And also the junk defense has made Laettner a better player. He's wide open.
Yep.
He's finding spots.
What a drive by Campbell! He exploded down the baseline.
Michael showing new dimensions to his game.
And look at the look on Eldon Campbell's face.
Who is this man? Little cut, nice.
Great feed. Campbell commits the foul, and Laettner will have a chance for a three-point play.
Well, anytime you throw it to the post, you've got to move spaces so that the man can't return to play you. If he turns his head, go to the goal. But speaking of taking it strong to the goal, Mr. Campbell. And this is good. Whew.
Everybody out of the way. Laettner, 19 points and 9 rebounds tonight. Missed the free throw. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be out to Duke. With 12:23 to go in the game. A 2-point game. It's been as much separation as 6 points, but no more than that. And Sean Tyson comes back in with 4 fouls. Davis will get a breather.
I just think the junk defense is basically, as we see, Bobby Hurley tee it up.
Laettner leans in again. That's the move he likes so much. Stripped on the way up. Abdelnaby had it and traveled. Laettner loves that lean-in move, and I'm surprised they don't call more offensive fouls on it.
You're looking at Michael's a little bit upset, but Laettner talking to the official too. He feels he should be at the foul line. I just love his aggressive play, though.
It's terrific.
You know, disregarding the call or whether it was right or wrong, I mean, he's going to win and has a lot of games for Duke.
I still remember when Mike Krzyzewski said last year, as an inside player, he already understands the game better than Danny Ferry did.
Ooh, that's saying a lot. Of course, his inside defense pretty good, too. It's going to have to be.
Campbell has really come on strong in his half.
Allah behind. Abdelnaby paying for it. Still a triangle and 2.
16 points for Campbell.
Nice.
Abdelnaby missed the shot, tipped, he missed, Laettner followed.
Nobody there. There aren't any rules in a triangle to check people out. And of course, Laettner wise, pretty quick to the goal as well.
70-68. I was going to say this has been like the Tyson-Buster Douglas fight, but this one's a lot closer than that one was.
And they're whacking one another as well.
Yeah. Kirkland Howling feeds low to Cash. He's fouled.
Maybe Hurley down beneath to try to give him some help. They had run that in the first half and gotten away from it. And you're right, Bobby Hurley a little bit beat.
That's 3 on Bobby Hurley. It's the 3rd team foul on Duke. Clemson has committed 4, so neither team close to the bonus. Both clubs going to the bench. Campbell will go out. Hurley will go out. Here comes Thomas Hill, number 25, into the Duke lineup. So you've got McCaffrey, Hill, Bricky, Henderson, and Abdelnaby on the court for Mike Krzyzewski. We'll set the Clemson Tigers for you in a minute.
Curious to see if Cliff Ellis goes to man-to-man. You know, with Hurley out now, putting a little bit of pressure on him, taking the game to Duke a little bit with him on the Pines.
Cash hits the free throw. He has 4 points. Tommy Amaker, the assistant coach on the right. What a great assist man he was. And Bobby Hurley on the way to breaking his single-season record for assists.
Pretty good teacher, huh?
Not bad.
There's another great assist man in that group, Dick Grote, years ago.
Cash hits another free throw, and the Clemson Tigers answer every Duke challenge. 11:05 to go. They're up by 4.
You've been designing the sales with a personal computer.
Right.
But you've got Joanna here doing the bookkeeping and billing with an old adding machine. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, sounds like you could use the extra power of the Hewlett-Packard Vectra PC here. You could design your sales faster, and Joanna could do the bookkeeping and billing on there, too. Heck, if you had a Hewlett-Packard, you'd probably both be out sailing right now.
That's right. Solve all our problems.
Hewlett-Packard PCs. Bang, put you right in the 20th century. One blast. Exciting, huh?
There is a better way. Hewlett-Packard.
It starts the moment you start the car. An experience that's distinctly Volkswagen. The quick acceleration, the sense of control, the car's surprising responsiveness as if it were simply an extension of you. There is a word for this driving experience. Fahrvergnügen. Fahrvergnügen. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen.
I'll be just a minute. Max will keep you company.
Max.
How are you two getting along?
Great.
Max doesn't get along with just anyone. He stopped barking. Max must like you.
Where there's good food and good times, it's only natural. Natural light from Anheuser-Busch.
Oh, Max, come here right now. Hey, Maxie, come here, you. Did he show you any of his tricks?
Play dead.
Clemson fans will remember last year when Dennis Hopp on January 29, 1988 became a Clemson basketball player instead of the Clemson manager. They only had 6 scholarship players left after Coach Cliff Ellis had suspended several players for a rule violation. Hopp came in, played 2 minutes, struggled a little bit, as you might imagine, and now he is back to where he is, his comfort level. He is the manager again of Clemson basketball.
Maybe where he belongs there.
Yeah.
After that air ball.
But pretty tough duty to be called on to come in and play in an ACC game in the middle of the year when you've been used to picking up towels and handing out Gatorade.
There's a little difference in pressure.
4-point lead for the Clemson Tigers, Duke basketball. McCaffrey now running the team, and Bobby Hurley finally gets a breather. Henderson with a runner. Henderson got it back from Davis, then blocked from behind, and we have a foul inside.
Maybe Howling, but right away Clemson went man-to-man after the timeout, knowing Bobby Hurley was not there as the choreographer.
Kirkland Howling gets the foul. .10:52 to go in the game, and Henderson will go to the free throw line. 14 points tonight, and he has been deadly from the line. 8 out of 9.
Because the triangle and 2 or box and 1, what you're doing when you run those defenses is you're trying to make other guys make the decisions versus your point guard. That's basically the reason a club like Valvano runs a lot of it. Of course, Cliff Ellis enjoys it.
2-point lead. Cash now being guarded by Henderson, blows right by him. Nice feed to Davis. Got his own rebound, and he's fouled.
Pretty good gather, didn't finish the play. But anytime you can turn and get into that 3-second area, the big guys, here's the turn now, Michael, and of course the gather. By that, you establish a pivot foot, you catch, and you move strong to the goal. This slider, it's a skimmer across, and look at the effort again, the size, the strength, the will to go after it big.
Dale Davis with 10 rebounds, 17 points tonight. The junior out of Toccoa, Georgia.
Well, all the scouts enjoying the seniors, but I'm sure they're taking him in.
Yeah.
You told me early in the year when I saw you how much you liked him.
I have liked him from the first moment I saw him. A ball went up in the air. He literally threw 3 guys off the court to get it as a freshman, and I said, this guy's going to be something special.
Because you've had too much NFL.
Yeah. Bricky, and he's fouled. Forrest just too aggressive and kept going after it.
Don't you like that, though? Bricky protected the ball. He was not going to give it up. And that's what you try and teach young kids. Good check out by everybody. And Bricky now, first of all, has to beat Ala the fumble. Now he's just looking at him and make sure that he keeps his pivot foot before the tag.
Tyson is out of the ball game. That was his 5th. He leaves with 10 points, had him in the first half.
They shouldn't really be down there scraping like that with 4 fouls, Mike.
Boy, it looked like McCaffrey double dribbled that one, got away with it. McCaffrey for 3. He had a great first half scoring. Campbell with a rebound.
They got the numbers.
What a great screen from Davis. He kept Abdelnaby out of the lane.
The horn didn't sound that time.
No.
Or the light. Duke not alert at all. Getting back defensively. Not typical Mike Krzyzewski basketball.
Clemson by 5, and listen to this crowd.
Mike not waiting at all. He's got Hurley and Leitner prepared to go in. Nice
Henderson
play.
drew the foul. Nice play. Got Forrest up in the air.
Well, you've got to get back on defense, and while you're running, you see the ball. And Duke at spots matched up, but you see the heads turn. Henderson not seeing his man, and all of a sudden, look at this great extension and sent it in.
Boy, Davis just found Abdel Nabi and says, you're not getting anywhere near this one.
Derek Forrest reaching.
Hurley back in the ball game. Henderson, 16 points, 10 out of 11 free throws. That free throws have kept Duke in this ball game. Henderson now 11 out of 12. You can make a living doing that.
Well, the better clubs always nail them.
Yep.
Syracuse might be the exception over the years. Struggling Georgetown used to have trouble, but they're shooting them much better.
Henderson hits them both, 75-72. Still 9:39 to go. Henderson, the game's leading scorer for Duke with 18.
Early with the fresh legs, and of course Leitner as well.
Forrest being dogged by Henderson. He's really improved his ball handling too. What a drive!
No help and support, and then the gamble, of course, by Henderson.
This guy's a defensive star, and he has 10 points tonight. Leitner likes to go into the lane, had it knocked away, but fortunately for Duke, right into the hands of Robert Brickey.
Now look at the cushion Campbell gives Brickey. Brickey more effective down in the box.
Leitner kicked outside, and Hurley will recover. Wasn't taking any chances. He wasn't going to let it go over the line.
It wasn't. Straight up man, even though Hurley's back in. Good job by Davis on Leitner on the cut.
Brickey leans in. Travel.
Well, you love it when the elder statesman takes over. That's what Mike is getting. Brickey trying to force that issue, come up with a big basket for his club.
Clemson by 5. There's the turnover story. The Tigers have not turned it over in the second half.
And Duke forces the opponent, 21.6. Good job valuing the ball here early.
Boy, my hat's off to Cash. The difference between his play in the second half of the season and the first half, incredible.
Yes.
Davis just won't quit. If it's up there, it's his.
And it's size and it's the ability to spring, but it's being in a position to do the damage.
20 points tonight for Dale Davis and 11 rebounds. Hurley pushed off, offensive foul.
Well, if he extended the arm, there's the right arm. That's the protection arm. Yeah, he extended it. Once you move it, you're dead. And of course, that angle the official has is right across the foul line. Beginning of a pretty good move.
7:59 to go in the game. Clemson in the battle for first place in the conference has opened up a 7-point lead. 72. Clemson with a 7-point lead.
Mike, on the inside, people have started to punish Duke a little bit. You see the late cut as Brickey tries to help, but just better effort. And Dale Davis, a few inches taller, seems to be stronger and really going after it, along with his partner, Eldon Kemp.
46-14 is the story for Clemson inside, and all year long they have been able to hold down opposing centers while getting their own points. I mean, they are strong in the middle.
And you're not playing against Mike Patrick and Bill Rafter. You got Abdel-Nabi, Christian Leitner, and Mike Krzyzewski countering now with a little 2-3 zone. Steal some time, maybe take a little run out of Clemson.
And Cliff Ellis doesn't want to see that zone. He says, all right, we'll just hold it.
He's trying to get them organized. I thought I read his lips, high post release. Now, if I were Clemson, I wouldn't want to slow it down.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'd keep the flow going.
Tempo's really worked for them.
Oh, sure. They've used good judgment at a fast pace.
This is Kirkland Howling. That's the shot clock. It's down to 9. Young for 3. Here comes Hurley with Leitner. Abdel-Nabi, the trailer, can't get it to him.
Occasionally you'll see Bobby Hurley make some judgments.
Abdel-Nabi and Davis just swatted it.
Not a good look.
Campbell with a steal. Oh, they're pumped, Bill.
Too many people.
Howling.
Duke's defense normally sets up their offense. Right now, Clemson's setting it up with their excellent defense.
Abdelnaby at the baseline, and Duke needed that one badly. They're still down by 7. Abdelnaby has 7. They've done a great job on him tonight.
Containing him, you're right, Mike.
Campbell. Hill with a nice rebound against Davis.
Oh, he really cleared Davis out.
No small job.
Particularly tonight.
Leitner.
Nice.
Oh, what a move.
6'10". Come on. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
23 points for Christian Leitner. Well, if he was going to come out of his slump, that's the way to do it. He is such a good player.
He really is.
Solid player.
From day one, a special player.
81-76.
Back to the 2-3 again. Not a bad wrinkle. Let them just hold it a little bit, get out of sync somewhat, and put the pressure on the outside shot.
And if nothing else, this gives Bobby Hurley a chance to rest.
A blow.
That's the shot clock on your screen.
And Leitner as well.
Campbell. Boy, has he had a huge second half.
Early in the game, he hit on the baseline and squared up. You've got to recognize Leitner's got to get down.
Campbell has 18. It's a 7-point lead again. Leitner got away with a push-off, missed the shot. The rebound goes to Young.
Pretty good seal of the baseline. I'm glad they let them play on that one now. Campbell did a good job defensively. Good show of strength by Leitner.
Well, there's a lot of contact out there that's good, no calls. I think it's been a pretty well officiated game.
Sure has. And a high pitch of emotion, too. Man-to-man.
Young from behind. Henderson reached around, knocked it out of bounds. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 4:51 on the game clock. Bricky comes back in. Brian Davis comes in. Hill will go out for Duke, as will Abdelnaby. So a smaller lineup for Mike Krzyzewski might start to have chase a little bit now.
Yeah, he's back to the man. Last couple of trips, switching it with the 2-3 on occasion. They got to force the quick shot, and they've got to help the post guy force the lob pass, maybe step underneath from the weak side.
Campbell. Oh, air ball that time. Here comes Brian Davis on the run.
Too many people in that area for him.
Henderson, the go-to guy when they need points. He's fouled by Forrest. That will be 4 on Derek Forrest. They've already lost Sean Tyson to fouls.
What makes Duke special, I think, is that ability of both guards to get into the middle and force the issue a little bit. Think it'll be a little wrinkle defensively after the free throw, if they're made. A little double up.
Henderson, 13 out of 14 from the line tonight. And each one gets bigger. 18 total points, give him 19 on the night. Phil averaging 17.7 points.
I asked him last year, Mike, if he was any different than he was at Army. He said he still says the same things, but now at Duke he says them under his breath. He just lets them go. He lets them go play.
Henderson hits both free throws.
Well, at Army they can't talk back.
That's
right?
a great line. 83-78, 20 points for Henderson. Forrest out of the ball game. Kirkland Howling is in with Davis, Campbell, Young, and Cash.
And that diffused the 2-2-1 full court pressure over the top.
Cliff Ellis going for his 23rd win tonight. Only the 3rd time a Clemson team would have ever won 23 games. Campbell, what a nice feed.
And no weak side reinforcement. A step slow defensively tonight.
Clemson's all-time leading scorer has poured in 20 tonight. The lead is back to 7. What a screen by Leitner. Hurley, what a drive, and he made the shot and the foul. Boy, there's enough plays in this game. You can make the year's highlight film just out of this
one. In blue and orange. I believe Clemson was confused defensively. Davis not sure of what they were in. The guys in the back were in his zone. Look at Leitner taking care of business with that pick. The concentration, deft touch. Now this is what you call a major league bump. Chuck.
You need shoulder pads if you're going to run into those.
And, of course, the ability to go up and get it over Eldon Campbell. No easy task by Bobby Hurley.
Hurley, one of the conference's best free throw shooters, couldn't convert the three-point play. Still a 5-point game. 3:40 left.
They have not gotten good pressure. There's the first time.
Great job by Leitner to reach in. Here comes Hurley. Bricky wide open, hesitated and then buried it anyway. It's a three-pointer.
He was not sure, but the defense now on Duke, they haven't put good pressure in the post area and help, nor on the passer.
I meant the game was a three-pointer, not the shot. Bricky obviously inside that line. It looks like the tempo, slowing it down, really hurt Clemson.
Yeah, they've got to keep going. I mean, I get the big guys, a little bump across the lane, get it down to them. And, of course, that high-low again where they pop up and look low. There it is.
Davis just powers his way up. Bricky blocked it from behind. Loose ball. No whistle. The ball is going everywhere. Davis, and he's fouled. Well, they said when, I think 2 years ago, Bill, that if you had the ball on the floor and you moved it all, it was an automatic travel.
You thought Bricky did?
A few guys moved on that one.
Yeah, well, in Death Valley, Clemson normally comes up with all the fumbles.
Yeah.
Right here, in their own basketball version of Death Valley, there's where you said there may have been a rollover. And right here, Bobby Hurley does. But, again, I think the emotion, at times, beyond the officiating.
2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the game. Clemson by 3 over Duke. Slowed down a little bit. It was to Duke's benefit, not Clemson.
It was. It got Clemson, just hesitating a little bit and got Duke back in a little bit. I think if Clemson's going to win the game, it's going to have to be on the defensive end, though.
The storyline, 20 offensive rebounds for the Blue Devils. Leitner with 23 points. Clemson, though, even with that stat, has been dominant inside on the offensive line and they have offensive side of the ball and have one single turnover in the second half.
And the guy you were tough on at North Carolina State, and rightfully so,
Marion Cash has done the job.
He stepped up to the plate.
4 points on the night for Davis. Missed the free throw, knocked away. Leitner has it. Hurley with a loose ball, and now Duke is getting the loose balls.
They keep after it. That's the play you talked about with Leitner leaning in. It costs him baskets on occasion.
Hurley.
And the reach outside.
Foul on David Young. That will be his 4th.
On the blow-by, and you know the father's a coach when a kid protects the ball this well. They're not going to look at this cross and then the protection of the ball. And anytime you swipe, you pay for it.
Hurley goes to the line, 78% free throw shooter. Missed again. Davis with the rebound. Hurley with 9 assists tonight.
That's normally money in the bank, isn't it?
Cash. Clock becoming a factor. 2:16 to go. Clemson by 3 in the biggest game of Clemson's basketball history.
Nice
Young.
cut.
Oh, what a feed to Forrest! Holy cow!
Beautiful play. Good use of the dribble, and then the looking to help. Duke paid for it. Great cut.
Henderson trying to take over offensively. Missed. Got his own rebound. Leans into Campbell. Missed. Leitner!
What a tip. Fingertip, the timeout. Oh, just the will
we
to
are
hang
seeing
tough.
some unbelievable basketball in the battle for first place in the conference. 1:48 to go in the game. Clemson 87, Duke 84. Arrow favoring the Blue Devils. Clemson has already committed over the limit on team fouls. Duke has 1 to give before we go to the bonus. Again, the free throw story. Watch these last 2 plays. Young and Forrest combined on this one.
As we were mentioning off the air, he was dead up there, but you've got to help your partner, and something Clemson has come up with continually. That pressure release, the back cut, the high-low dump down, and of course this is just as quick as you'll see a guy get to the glass. He was out about 5 or 6 feet as the ball was released, got the fingertips on it. Christian Leitner out of a slump.
3-point game.
Clemson looking to slow it a little bit. Nice tip by Henderson.
Henderson knocked it away, gets the return pass. It's a one-point game. And Leitner runs into Cash and commits the foul.
A little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
They want an intentional foul. That's only Duke's sixth foul, too.
Christian may see that on tape and wonder what he did.
Well,
it wasn't a lot, was it?
No. I think look at this turnover.
Steal by Leitner. He missed the shot. Hurley couldn't get the tip, and then a foul. Oh, man, what action.
Leitner gets into it so much and gives such an effort.
That will be 4 on Leitner.
That occasionally he'll come up empty. You know, he just expends every ounce of drive and energy to finish a play.
And now down to the weakness that Clemson has had all year long, and that's free throw shooting. Something they have to get better at. The ACC tournament is coming up. The NCAA tournament is coming up. You're going to be playing great teams night after night, and it'll come down to pressure free throws.
Well, you can't use empty trips at that level.
No.
Everything counts. It's one and done type of situation. So if they give you them, you've got to convert at the charity stripe.
Cash with 5 points tonight. Make it 6.
Just a small detail, and Cliff Ellis knows it. On a missed free throw, Duke does a terrific job squeezing people. Notice all 5 blue shirts on the lane to make sure the ball goes their way.
In the last 5 minutes of games, he is a much better free throw shooter. We're down to the last 119.
Wow.
Cash hit them both.
Oh. Tells you a little bit about Marion.
He's been super tonight.
Straight up man.
Henderson leaning in, offensive foul.
Good call. Henderson had the extra pass too to Bobby Hurley in the corner. Wanted to force it, maybe get the 3. Easy call.
Outstanding defense. Hold your ground. Forced foul by Henderson, who was going for the steal.
Real good try. Almost got there in time. Great effort.
McCaffrey will come in. Davis will go out for Duke. Remember, such a great outside shooter as McCaffrey. Forrest has hit all 4 of his free throws tonight. You look at the stat sheet, 46% free throw shooter, 46.7. He's made them all tonight. Line drive that time, but Campbell with a foul.
The long rebound over Christian Leitner's head.
22 for Eldon Campbell.
Ricky can do something. Campbell's not playing him.
Ricky with a 3-pointer, barely touched the rim, out of bounds to Duke with 43 seconds left. Ricky's not the guy they want to have take that shot.
He's hesitant, but Campbell's playing him because he's really not a threat from outside. He's staying in, jamming things up. Of course, Davis staying at home with Christian Leitner.
Henderson to Hurley, trying to get loose for the 3.
Oh.
Does it, he hit it!
And a quick timeout as well.
Oh, what a shot by Hurley!
And harken back to the force, the charge by Henderson. He had Hurley in the other corner. If he had made the extra pass,
Boy, what a play. I mean, 3-pointers are tough enough without being off balance.
And this is like a pull-up, you know, to spin after the defense takes one. The drop step, bang, and you talked about being tired? Not on that end.
You shoot with your legs, and you can't believe he's got any legs left.
He's a pretty solid base, though. Good, strong legs.
They have not announced an official crowd count tonight, but we expect it's the largest in Clemson history, about 3,000 standing room in games left. This one, a conference game, and then their annual grudge match with South Carolina. And then the turn of the ACC tournament and the NCAA. He could win 30.
Little pressure releases, they step out of bounds.
2-point lead here. Shot clock is off.
I'm surprised they were trying to foul him. They couldn't.
Young! And they'll call the foul on Leitner. He thought he had the clean block, and so did I.
Ooh. Outside, I think Bricky was trying to give the foul. A wry smile by Coach K. Not too happy about it. Again, the reaction of what I think is going to be one of the terrific performers in college basketball the next couple of years. And right here, look at this. He comes from one box to the other, and if anything, that's that body.
Got him with a body.
Yeah, I mean, it's the referee's salvation.
Christian Leitner fouls out of the ball game with 27 seconds left. 25 points and 12 rebounds. He had been in a scoring slump for 3 games, averaging only 6 points. But the big players step up in the big games.
Boy, and he did. Now, David Young just turned to the crowd to say, I've got this. Don't worry about it. We shall see.
Young with 14 points and 7 assists tonight. He drills the free throw. He's a 60% free throw shooter. These guys must not look at their own stats.
The Joe Namath of the ACC, right? I'll deliver.
4-point lead. That's a huge shot. Duke needs the ball twice.
Dribble penetration.
Hurley. Good feed.
And one.
Basket counts, and the one thing Clemson couldn't afford to do, they did. They committed a foul.
Foul and stopped the clock.
Cliff Ellis is beside himself.
Well, the length of a game, a good point guard knows you can come up with something if you can handle a basketball. Here, obviously looking right, the defense reacting, knows he couldn't go up strong against Davis or Campbell. But look at this. You are a good player when you find bailout passes. Of course, the position inside there, Hurley knew it early.
Clemson wants to talk about this. I'm sure Cliff Ellis upset that his team has given Duke an opportunity to get a 3-point play with a basket and a foul for one thing.
They got 3 people. Of course, Davis and Campbell, I certainly wouldn't want them to handle the ball if I'm Cliff Ellis.
You got to go with a gut feeling now, not just the stat sheet. Who has been able to do it in this game? Bricky with 11 points. He said all 3 free throws. Missed that one. Howling is fouled. It'll be a 1-and-1, and Kirkland Howling is the best free throw shooter for the Clemson Tigers.
You know what's great about Robert Bricky? He was not upset about the missed free throw, stayed in the game, knew he had to give the foul right away, went over and did it. Did not fall asleep or feel sorry for himself.
They're pretty well coached, aren't they?
Oh, they are. They sure are. Because as you noted, it's the level of play where you have to excel under pressure from the free throw line. Now, both coaches have to talk to their players about, if you're Clemson, if he misses, tip it back. Let's get control again. Duke obviously has to squeeze, but don't forget, with some of the releases, there are harsh bounces by Clemson. Of course, they got a long rebound earlier, so Duke has to be aware of that as well.
This could be the game right here. Kirkland Howling, if he can make both, would put Clemson up by 4 with 17 seconds left.
And what a substitution, huh?
What a pressure free throw.
Cliff on top of things. He knew he had to get somebody in that could drill these.
That's the kind of thing you can point to and say, see?
That's why you need a coach. Look at this.
Nothing but net for Kirkland Howling twice in a row. Duke will once again need the ball twice to get the lead. Bill, this is the kind of a game with all the hype in the building. And very well coached by Cliff Ellis. Here's Hurley working on the clock. Henderson wants the 3.
Up and down.
They've got to call something.
Jump ball. Good call. We can't hear the whistles, much like the horn wasn't heard before the half.
Only 8 seconds left. They're saying it's a jump ball situation. The possession arrow gives it to Duke. And now they're in trouble.
A little zone on the out of bounds.
8 seconds left. McCaffrey, who's been deadly, hits it. They call timeout with 6 seconds left. 14 points from McCaffrey off the bench.
He knew they needed
game. They would at least share the ACC championship The last time they won a conference championship anywhere was 1939 in the Southern Conference. Banks McFadden was on that team, an All-American in football and basketball. Banks McFadden is here tonight. Hill will commit the foul on the inbounds play, 2 seconds off the clock. So 4 left. So if it's been since 1939, you've been waiting a while.
Well, that's way before our era. But interesting enough, Campbell does take it out. It wasn't as though Cliff Ellis was trying to keep him out of the game there.
No.
Throw it in so he wouldn't foul, but they got it to Howling, who's got a chance to ice this.
4 seconds. You can still get the ball down court easily. Howling will go to the line. 8 points tonight. He hit the 2 pressure free throws before.
One point. This one now, if it's a miss, no Clemson people are down to apply pressure. Duke will be able to get the ball up quickly.
If he makes this one, it's a 4-point game, and you just don't touch anybody.
That's right.
They've done it! The 24th straight win at home for the Clemson Tigers, and by Cliff Ellis's own admission, the biggest game in the history of Clemson basketball. They can do no worse than share the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship. They beat Duke 97-93. Man, what a game.
With Campbell and Davis and cash on hand and great defense. One of the more enjoyable ball games we've had, Mike.
Clemson goes to 23-5, 10-3 in the ACC. Duke loses its 6th this season. For Bill Raftery and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's go to John Saunders.